Can you guess what I'm painting? I'm really excited about it. That was not as cute as I wanted it to be. How do people do that and make it look cute? I don't understand. It's so nice outside that I kind of want to go sit outside for a second, but I also don't want to sit outside. I don't have patio furniture, so I'm literally just going to be taking a desk chair outside. Because why not, right? Maybe I should stay inside. No. See you out there. Please don't fall. That'd be a different kind of video if I fell. You know what? That's okay. That's okay. Maybe next time. It's always next time. While we were down here. I've always been curious if I just keep recording in the basement if I'm gonna catch a ghost because I'm pretty convinced that they're here. We're just kind of like mutually deciding that we're not gonna hurt each other, so it's fine. So I have a list of things that when I feel brave enough and want to challenge myself to get out of the house, I want to go do so desperately. Like I so want to do all of these things on my list, but usually I'm just too nervous. These are all by myself, by the way. Number one is go to a bookstore. Number two is go to a store just because I want to, not because I have to. Go to a coffee shop, movies by myself, go to the mall, go to a gym, get a haircut, get my nails done. Not because I want my nails done, but because I'm so terrified of it that I don't want to not do it because I'm afraid to. I just want to not do it because I hate having my nails done. And then the last thing is not something I can really plan for. It's just something that will end up happening because I've grown the muscle of like doing it scared. It's when I need something last minute, going and getting it without ordering it off of Amazon. But that's not something I'm going to pressure myself to do. It's just something that's going to happen. And then one day when I look back at this list, I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, you did it. Wow, I'm so proud of you. You're doing it, Elise. That's okay, it'll happen one day. But underneath each goal of like bookstore, coffee shop, mall, all those things, there's like little mini side quests that maybe if I feel brave enough once I'm there, I can try and do. Today I want to go to a bookstore, which is why I'm sharing this list with you. It's really embarrassing, but I'm gonna share it because I'm sure there's like one more person out there that's like, one day I'll go to a bookstore too. But even if I just drive there, walk in, look around and I'm like, I'm at a bookstore, and then I leave, that's enough. I'm gonna be so proud of myself if I can do that by myself. But then underneath that, I have some things maybe I could do, like look at the books, or maybe read 2 or 3 books, like thumb through them, pick them up with my hands, and then put them back down. If I really feel brave, which I don't think this is gonna be today, but one day I know it will happen, get a coffee and sit and read in the aisles. That would be fun one day in the future. It's gonna happen. I believe that for myself. I know they're gonna happen. Get the reps in. Even though my mind can't, my body can. So I'm gonna let my body do what it can do, and I'm gonna let my mind catch up. I'm nervous. Okay, it's fine. So I'm gonna look up some bookstores and we're just gonna go. I know that people are watching this thinking like, it's really not that big of a deal, Elise, get over this. I know it isn't. That's the thing, is I know it isn't. I know that. I don't want to go somewhere too small. The moment you walk in, they're just gonna walk up to you and be like, can I help you with anything? Which is so kind, but that's my greatest fear. But if I go to a bookstore large enough, no one's gonna really even notice my presence. I also don't want to go somewhere that's gonna make me like homesick, so if it's like ugly and gross and sad, then I'll walk in and just be like, I wish I didn't come here. So all I'm looking for is the perfect place to go. That's perfect. How hard is that? Maybe like a Barnes and Noble kind of. Who's even still like, do they exist still? Jonas just said, love you, best friend. His spidey senses are tingling. I think I'm gonna try and go to a bookstore today in person with my real, actual body. Now I really have to do it. Okay, no, it's okay. Bookstores. There are Barnes and Nobles. I think I'll just go to the Barnes and Noble. I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. Okay, did I bring myself a baby bottle of M&Ms? I did, yes. Am I embarrassed by that? Not really, because what if I need a sweet little treat? I don't want to buy it. That reminds me of baby bottle pops. You want to know what's weirder than the concept of baby bottle pops existing? The theme song. Have you ever heard it? It's weird. Let me just read you the lyrics. Didn't like the Jonas Brothers do something for baby bottle pops? Yeah, they did. Here we go. Baby bottle pop, baby bottle pop. You can lick it, shake it, and dunk it. Sweet candy fun. I love it, gotta have it. There's no seeing me without it. My baby, yeah. Uh-oh, oh. You can lick it, shake it, and dunk it. Sweet candy fun. Never see me without my baby. Baby bottle pop. Jonas Brothers, I have some questions for you. Let's go to a freaking bookstore. I brought my own book in case I wanted to read it in the aisle. What if I get brave? Let's go. It's a beautiful day today. The sky is so blue. I'm not even gonna oh, okay. Wow. I was gonna say I'm not even gonna try and turn left, but here we are. Oh, why isn't there a light here? Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Okay, I'm just gonna go right. Wait. I hate this street. No, I'm just gonna go right. That's a good sign. So I've been having this reoccurring dream lately. I don't really know what it means. So maybe if you're like a dream interpreter, you could tell me what this means. I'm in this place that's like a city that I know well in my dream. I'm comfortable there. I've been there for a while. The street and the cars are at normal level, but then the bars and restaurants are up. So you have to like walk up the stairs to then get into these little walkways to go into the bars and restaurants. And it's like a very walkable city and town that I'm in. I'm trying to make plans to go somewhere else, and I will be in a gathering in a group of people, and someone will go, oh, do you want to go and put our name in at this place? And I'll go, yeah. And I'll sit at the bar in this little cocktail lounge place, and it's like very industrial, and there's like exposed brick, and it's really cool, but it's always nighttime and it's always really dark. And you can't really see a lot of people, but you know that there's a lot of people in there. And I'm always at a table with one person, and I never can remember who the person is, and it's different all the time. But I'll get a drink, close the tab out, sign my name, give the receipt back. That one drink with that one person is just to kill time until we're going to our next thing. So the thing that we're going to is always different. And sometimes I know what city it is and sometimes I don't, but then the outside of it would always look the same. It's very uneventful. Like I'm just waiting. Is this place important? Should I know this place? Have I been here before and I'm just not remembering it? One of the nights in my dream, I was in an apartment on top of the restaurant. I was kidnapped and someone was keeping me in the place above the restaurant. And I tried to call my mom and she like didn't care. That was a really dark one, actually. Most of the time, it's just me waiting in this restaurant. Oh, did I just go the wrong way? Dang it! My dreams have always been something that tells me things about my life, or I've dreamt of places that I'll go in the future. I've had a lot of dreams about people being pregnant that ended up being true, which is really fascinating. So I don't take my dreams lightly when I remember them and when they're reoccurring, and they just feel significant. What's fascinating to me about being afraid of leaving the house is I am not an anxious, no, that's a lie. I'm not as anxious about going places when I have a bunch of people around me, simply because I'm really, really good at adapting the personalities of everybody else I'm around. So if I have someone around me that's super excited about something, like a concert, just went to Olivia Rodrigo, and then I also went to Ben Rector's concert, and both were really fun. But being with somebody who's so excited to be there, I can pretend I'm them, and I can just pretend I'm not scared. But being alone is a completely different story, because there's nobody for me to copy. So I have to just do it all on my own, and I struggle with that. I get in my head, and I overthink everything, and I start to kind of create this whole world in my head that isn't real. Like if I have an interaction with someone that ends up not going the way I hoped it would, I don't have anyone there to be like, was that weird? Was I weird? Can you tell me if that went as bad as it felt? Usually it doesn't. But when you're in a world inside of your head that you've created all on your own with your brain that's a liar, you could believe really anything. Most of the time the things that are not true are the things I believe first, because your brain is a liar. So with all that to say, we're going to a bookstore. I'm super excited about it. We're here. Okay, got this. I'm in a bookstore. I dropped my stack of books pretty much immediately after filming that clip. I did it! It's windy. Oh my god, I just closed my hair. And also that was in front of somebody. Oh my god, they're right next to me. Oh, just not gonna look. Okay, and they're driving away. Perfect. Just bear with me 1 second. I know what you're thinking. It's not really that big of a deal. And you're right, it isn't. But I want you to see what it looks like for me to be filming in my car and for you to be standing right in front of it. Just see? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Okay, they're gone. All right, I did it! I did it! I did it! Looked at some books. I couldn't find what I was looking for, so I asked an employee where the author I was looking for was, and she walked me to the book, and I got it, and then I got a couple more books, and then I got a coffee. It's an awful coffee, and I'm not gonna drink it. It tastes like the solution they probably used to clean the machine with. I did it, and I bought it. Wow, okay, can I show you the books that I got really quick before I start driving? Excuse me. So this was my book, and I already had it, so I walked in there with that. Also, it's World Book Day? What a crazy day to decide to go to a bookstore on World Book Day. Had absolutely no clue that was happening. Great sign from the universe, like, you're doing it! Congratulations! Oh, and the best part, I didn't even tell you! We'll get to that. First, the book I went in for, Part of Your World. I just read Yours Truly by her. Genuinely the best book I've ever read in my life. I read books to Jonas at night out loud instead of watching TV. I'll read and we'll like get to enjoy a book together, which is kind of funny. But it's been really good for us, and it's been really fun to kind of experience these stories together. So I was reading Yours Truly with him. In the last 2 chapters, Jonas and I cried the entire time together. Like ugly crying a little bit. Like I had to stop because I couldn't read because I was crying so hard. So good. If you have not read her book, Yours Truly, you have to. And now I just got Part of Your World. So I'm like, yeah, of course I want to read everything you've ever written, Abby. It was so good. Really excited about that. And then this was a recommendation from a friend I have. I said I just really like crying to books because honestly, accessing that kind of emotion has really helped me write mine. She said, well, then you need to read Normal People, but it's a lot. I'm ready. I'm ready for a lot. And then this was just a random pick because it was at the table where if you buy one, you get one half off. So I was like, well, The Midnight Library. And then August has been really loving reading to Oliver lately. I got him a book he could read to Oliver. And then I was like, well, I want to get August a book because I don't want August to feel like I just got Oliver a book. So I got Don't Worry Little Crab, mainly because I was pretty worried when I picked it out. And I was like, I'm doing good. Maybe we can go look at the journals. Guess what I got? A journal! Exactly what I was looking for. I got it at a real store and I didn't leave. So then I was like, well, we're already on a roll. We might as well go get a coffee. So I got a coffee and I talked to the barista. Elise from the future again. After I bought my coffee, instead of hitting the custom tip, I accidentally hit the 20% tip button that was right above it. And usually when I get a coffee, I like to at least tip the amount of the coffee just because a 20% tip on $4 is like 80 something cents. I think that math is right. My fingers were sweaty, so I accidentally hit the 20%. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Can you go back and I can give you more? And she goes, no, I can't go back. Can I write anything on the slip? She's like, no, you can't. Can I purchase something else? Yeah. So I just grabbed the first thing I saw, which was a candy bar. And she's like, ooh, that's a good one. And I was like, perfect. So she rang me up and then it went straight to the end and didn't even let me tip on a candy bar. So I said, do you want a candy bar? She said, no. Perfect. I really did it. I'm really proud of myself. I almost left because I walked in and got really, really overwhelmed. Let's head home. Wow. I can't believe I did it. There were just more people there than I expected, honestly. I used to go to bookstores all the time and I loved them so much that it was like seeing an old friend of mine. It just made me so aware of how much I have changed and for the worse. In not every way, I've also changed for the better. In some ways, my anxiety has gotten so much worse than it used to be. It just felt kind of jarring, like I was so incredibly aware of how different I am. And it made me a little sad because I was like, I don't know if I'll ever not be this way. Like sometimes you just don't heal from things that you want to make go away forever. You're like, well, if I just take this medicine and I just go to this therapy and I just give it time and I work on myself, one day I won't be like this. But I've been trying to really accept that like I might just be this way forever, and that doesn't mean I'm not doing things to change and get better and grow and like heal my mind, but sometimes there are just going to be things that I have for the rest of my life that I have to kind of like account for and make room for and not hate myself for. And I think my anxiety is just gonna be one of them. You know when you're like reading something but you're not reading it because you're thinking about so many things that you're kind of just staring at words and then your mind is doing something else and is on another planet? That's kind of what was happening for the majority of me being in that bookstore. But I was able to focus enough to kind of grab a few things I knew I recognized and wanted to get. And then one book was kind of a panic purchase. Honestly, I didn't even remember even buying it. The Midnight Library. This was just a random pick. Really didn't remember even grabbing it. But that's okay because I got it and that's fun and I wanted to. So yeah, wow. Most of the time, it's not a home run when I do things like this. Most of the time, it's a single at best. Sometimes it feels like a complete strikeout. But I hit the single and accidentally also ran a home run You don't understand how big of a deal all of this is. I am like physically vibrating. It's such a big deal. And I signed up for rewards. I gave someone my email address. Who am I? I did it! I did it! I did it. It's just special. It's like I've been let down by these experiments so many times. I don't want to cry. I'm just proud. I'm really proud. Part of me feels a lot of pressure to like fix this in me and get better because my sons are getting older, especially August, and I want to be able to take him places, and I want to be proud that I can do that, and I don't want him to be held back by me. It feels like a win for me and for him. And I know that every time won't be this good. I know that it's not like a linear thing. I'm gonna try again and it's gonna fail miserably and I'll be crying sad tears instead of happy tears, and that's okay. I know this isn't like a linear thing, but I'm just proud. So I'm just gonna keep getting those reps in, hitting singles, whatever metaphor you wanna use. Pull yourself together. On World Book Day, no less. Oh, my camera's overheating. Okay, I gotta go, bye.